Time now for our Life and Info segment, where we focus on information useful for your everyday life, whether you're in Korea or somewhere else around the world, with an interest in what's going on here in South Korea. I'm glad to say we have our business correspondent Kim Hyesung joining us in the studio today. And what we're going to be discussing is pork prices here in South Korea, which have actually fallen in the wake of the African swine fever outbreak that has hit the northern part of the country. So Hyesung, fill us in on these falling pork prices.
Right, Mark. The first confirmed case of African swine fever in South Korea was on September 17th in Paju. So prices soared immediately, like literally the next day in both wholesale and retail markets. But as of the end of October, prices have fallen in retail markets like supermarkets to about $1.50 per 100 grams. And take a look at this chart. On September 16th, the day before the first case of African swine fever, the pork price was at $1.70 and it soared to near $1.90 as the virus spread across the country. But the trend fell away and the price is now at around $1.50. That's lower than last year's average and average pork prices over the past 5 years.
Well, I am no economic expert, but one might assume that prices would continue to go up if the country is hit with this African swine fever outbreak, much like it has done in China over recent months. We've really seen an explosion in the price there as China tries to deal with its own issue, which is a lot more serious than the outbreak here, of course. Walk us through why exactly then pork prices are falling in South Korea.
Right, so it has to do with demand and supply. So the supply has increased here in Korea as fears of a wider spread of African swine fever diseases led to farmers to release more pigs, more meat into the market. And the South Korean government also carried out this preemptive culling of pigs to contain the spread of the diseases, a total of at least 150,000 livestock. But the thing is, consumer demand for pork has dropped out of concerns that pork contaminated with the virus would be bad for human health. Due to higher supply and lower demand, wholesale prices have dropped by almost $1 to $2.70 per kilogram as of yesterday.
Okay, Hyesung, we have been talking a lot about African swine fever, the outbreak here in South Korea over the past several weeks, because it's a big story in the country, of course. But for viewers out there who might not have been following the news, can you just tell us what exactly African swine fever is?
Right, so African swine fever is a hemorrhagic disease. It's a fever that's lethal to pigs. And it originated in Africa, and it's been known for about 100 years. Then it appeared in Europe, and the first case took place in Asia last year, August 2018 in China. Then it spread across 10 Asian countries, including South Korea, North Korea, and Vietnam and Mongolia and other countries. But then, while it's been known to exist for about 100 years, there has been no research showing pigs with the virus poses a health risk to humans. At a government briefing last Friday, South Korea's Minister of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, Kim Hyesung, cited research from the World Organization for Animal Health that only pigs get African swine fever virus and it can't affect humans to allay consumer concerns. But still, consumers are concerned. Take a listen.
I am worried, even though government authorities say contaminated pork poses no harm to humans. It could be that there's no research on the effect yet. So I don't plan to eat pork for about a year. The piglets from the cull pigs could have the virus too, so I am concerned.
Reports say it's okay to eat swine flu-contaminated pork as long as it is cooked or boiled, but I'm still worried, so I'm choosing other kinds of meat instead.
A survey by Korea Rural Economic Institute shows 1 out of 2 Korean consumers are concerned about the safety of pork. And as a result of falling demand, pork sales between October 1st and 28th dropped around 13% on year at E-Mart. Sales of beef jumped 20% on year on the other hand, and chicken also went up slightly.
And Hyesung, what's the price outlook heading forward then? Do we still expect the prices to stay on their downward trend?
It's hard to say, Mark. So first look at China, which consumes about half of the world's pork. So prices have soared about 150% on year in October as supply of pork has dropped by a third over the past year. And due to the shortage of pork, actually the South China Morning Post actually said people are consuming dog or rabbit meat as substitutes. And in the Philippines, the disease led to a monthly loss of $20 million as authorities had to cull more pigs. At the end of the day, pork prices in South Korea depend on whether the diseases can be contained in the northern parts of the country to allay consumer concerns. And if we see the culled pork floating in the market goes down, then the supply and to demand ratio would stabilize, helping prices to stabilize as well. Just to note, a total of 16 cases have been confirmed so far, including one just yesterday.
Okay, one new case was confirmed on Tuesday, so this outbreak is not over yet, unfortunately. A lot of people thinking it's better to be safe rather than sorry and are therefore avoiding pork for now, and that's what's bringing the price down as well as the oversupply of this meat. As always, Hyesung, thank you very much for your information today.
My pleasure.